finding ourselves in a simple cross leg. If you need a pillow, go ahead and use a pillow. If you need blocks, strap, whatever you are using for your practice today, have that stuff around you. If you use an eye pillow, regular pillow, blankets, making sure to have all of that around you, waiting for you whenever you need it during our practice today. So we've got ourselves in our nice, simple cross leg pose, sitting ourselves up tall, lengthening up through that torso. And maybe you are rocking yourself a little bit from side to side, or maybe you're rocking yourself a little bit from front to back, just to ground yourself. I'm finding I need to fluff my pillow. I'll have to do that on my own time because I'm like, oh, there we go. Sitting on the front edge, that helps with, if you've got that tight hip flexors or a tight low back, sitting on something might be very helpful. But just starting off with a little bit of rocking, either rocking from side to side or front to back, because we're going to turn this movement into some torso circles. So once you are ready, beginning to do some nice torso circles here. So circling that. And you can make those circles as big as you would like. And this can be very helpful to begin to warm that back up, warm that lower back up, mid back up, warm those hip flexors up. And just this movement, this simple movement is very, very good for everything else for the nervous system. And go ahead and turn that the other way. So torso circles going the other way now. So twisting and turning. I think I've said it before, the weeble wobble. That's what this is, just turning that. Good, bring this back to center and let's go ahead and switch our lead leg or switch the leg that's in front. So switching and then maybe do a few more circles here. It feels a little awkward, but that's okay. And then circling it the other way. Good. Very nice. And sitting ourselves up tall. Since we've got that foot in front of us, go ahead and let's do a little bit of grounding work, meaning that we are grounding into the floor as we're sitting here, but a little bit of grounding into some interoception, grounding into ourselves by giving ourselves a little bit of a foot massage. So working through from our toes, balls of the feet, arch of the feet, back to the heels, giving a little bit of foot massage, waking up our nerve endings, preparing our brains for our practice today as well, recognizing that yes, we are present, we are here, our bodies are waking up. And once you are done with that foot, you can begin to work a little bit on the ankle, on the shin, and on the calf, just to say hello, feet. Hello, nerve endings down there. Good. Very nice. And then let's go ahead and take that other foot. So taking that other foot, what's going on here? And starting with those toes, ball of the foot, arch of the foot, heel of the foot. Sometimes that can be very relaxing, or sometimes it can be painful. You might be having some like, tightness or odd pain if you're touching like arch or heel. Just recognizing that, maybe not pushing into that pain, but recognizing that maybe there's some sensitivity going on and maybe you might be sensitive on other spots of the body. Good. And once you're done with that foot, maybe working on that ankle and up that shin and calf. Yeah. That always feels very good. You know, it feels even better as if somebody else did it for like an hour. Yes, let's get an hour foot massage today. Ooh. Good. All right. So back in that simple cross leg, and I'm going to put the odd foot in front, odd leg in front. There we go. All right. Sitting ourselves up tall again. Let's roll our shoulders back. So let's go and roll that out. And roll that forward. Good. And roll that out or back and roll that forward. And go ahead and shrug the shoulders up to the ears and then release that down. And then shrug that up and then release that down. And one more time, go ahead and shrug that up and release that down. And let's go ahead and drop our chin down towards our chest. So dropping that chin to chest. Ooh. Maybe you feel that like I do in the back of your neck or shoulders if you've got tight shoulders or a tight neck, or maybe in the middle of your back. You can feel that too. Lift that head center, take our eyes to sky. Good, let's drop our chin back to chest and eyes to sky. And chin to chest and eyes to sky. And chin to chest and eyes to sky. Good, bring that head back to neutral, back to center. Let's look to the right. Think about that chin going over towards the right. As we're looking to the right, let's go ahead and take our left hand, place that on our right thigh. Let's take our right arm and you can just place it beside you, or if you want to place it a little bit behind you, you can do that. We don't have to do the full deep twist yet. Remember, this is just the very beginning of our warm up, so that twist doesn't have to be very deep yet. But breathing and taking that chin as maybe your shoulder moved back, take that chin, take that chin and try and move that chin to go back with that shoulder. Good, and then let's bring this back to center. Very good. Now let's look to the left. Looking over to the left, chin going towards that shoulder. And then let's take that right hand, place that right hand on that left thigh, left hand either beside you or behind you. But wherever you move that shoulder to, try and take your chin with it. So that, ooh, I feel that twist today. So taking that chin back with that towards that shoulder and breathing it here. Good, bring this back to center. Very nice, roll those shoulders back, roll that forward, drop our chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest. And now we're making some half neck circles here. So circling that neck, taking that from side to side. Very good. And using that breath, not panicking if you're feeling a little bit of tension or a release of tension. Good, because that's what this is for, to help release tension. Smooth things out. Good, drop our chin back to chest. Lift that head up to center again. Roll our shoulders back. Roll that forward. Shake out those arms. Let's inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. Good. Inhale and sweep this up. Let's drop that right hand down. Reach over with the left. Keeping our left glute, left hip, right there on the floor. Lengthening through the left side from our fingers down to our glute. Our seated glute. Good. And maybe twisting that ribcage open a little bit. Very nice. Inhale and lift this up. Drop that to the left. Reaching over with the right. Now we're lengthening through the right side. Let's try and keep our right glute down, right hip down. Oh, enjoy that right side stretch, and maybe you're able to open up that ribcage a little bit. That torso opens up a little bit, twists open a little bit. Breathing deeply. Good. Let's inhale and lift this up. As we exhale, let's clasp our hands behind us, opening up that chest. If you can't clasp behind you, then grab your strap and hold your strap behind you. That will help keep those arms back there behind you. So we've got either clasp or we're holding a strap, or if you don't have a strap, then feel free to use like a gym towel or a smaller bathroom towel, a hand towel, or even a washcloth. That could be helpful too. Good, let's drop that chin to chest and eyes to sky. Good, bring that back to center. Release those arms, shake that out. Inhale and sweep this up. As we exhale, let's go ahead and twist to the right. This time, let's get a little bit of a deeper twist here. Ooh, now that we did that initial twist, now we can go a little deeper here. Maybe a little bit more neck rotation as well. And let's breathe it deeply in this twist. Inhale it and exhale it out. Good, back to center. Inhale and sweep this up, and let's twist to the other side. So dropping that and a deeper twist on this left side. And using that breath here, inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good, bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep this up and exhale it out. And inhale and lift this up. Let's clasp our hands at the top. Exhale and press our palms towards the ceiling. Make some space here. Lengthen up through that torso, through that rib cage, and let's do some sigh breaths here. Inhale it deeply and exhale, big sigh out. Good. Inhale it deeply and exhale, big sigh out. Good. One more time. Inhale it deeply and exhale, big sigh out. Good. Let's go ahead and release our arms down in front of us. Rotate our wrists. Nice. Rotate it the other way. Good. Point our fingers down. Fingers lift up. Point that down and fingers lift up. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of a wrist stretch. Stretching out the wrist and the forearm. Turn that over. Oh, that's beautiful forearm. Good. And then let's take it other side. Pull those fingers back. Good for the hands. And then heel of the hand. Forearm, wrists. Good. Very nice. Shake that out. Good. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. And one more time. Inhale and sweep it up. And exhale it out. Very good. If you're sitting on something, you can go ahead and move that off to the side. Let's lean this back and we'll get our lower body involved now. So let's go ahead and do some windshield wipers. Let's take our legs as wide as our hips, or you can go wider. And let's begin to drop those knees from side to side. Dropping that side to side. Right here. Very good. Taking that from side to side. Good. And let's go ahead and keep our right leg in front. So we've got this nice zigzag. Sit ourselves up tall, lengthen through that torso. Let's twist it to the left first. So a tall twist to the left. And then we're going to do our big twist to the right. Big twist to the right. And get that wonderful stretch right here. That wonderful, wonderful back stretch, hip stretch, torso stretch, inner thigh stretch. And breathe it here in this deep twist. And then let's go ahead and bring this back to center, and we're going to twist quick for 4. So let's take this for 4 and center. It's 3 and center. It's 2 and center. And last 1 and back to center. Now that we're in center, let's hinge this forward. And maybe just your hands can go on the floor, or if you need some height, you can use blocks here. You can always also, if you don't have blocks, you can use books. You can use pillows, anything to give you height. Boxes, empty boxes, if you've got like a ton of Amazon boxes around. Boxes are good, they can be used too. Good. All right, let's lean this back again and windshield wiper. Windshield wiper those legs. Good, let's go ahead and keep our left leg in front. Nice zigzag here. Sit our torso up tall, so spine is nice and lifted. Let's twist to the right first, so a tall twist to the right. That feels very good. And we're going to do our big twist to the left. So let's take that big twist to the left. Ah, love this one. So big. Going into maybe the comfortably uncomfortable, but deep breathing here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. And again, big deep inhale. And exhale it out. Good, let's bring this back to center and let's twist quick for 4. Let's take this for 4 and center. It's 3 and center. It's 2 and center. And last 1. Ooh, and back to center and hinge. Again, the free hands can be on the floor, on blocks. We're trying to hinge that forward. Very good. And let's lean this back again. A few more windshield wipers here, taking this from side to side. Very good. And let's go ahead and take our legs nice and long. So we're going to take our legs super long, lengthen through our legs, find ourselves in a nice staff pose. So flexing through our feet, sitting right there on our glutes, lengthening up through our arms, find our nice strong staff pose here. Very difficult, but very strong. Let's breathe it 3 times here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And big deep inhale and exhale it out. And one more time, big deep inhale and exhale it out. Good. Releasing our arms. Let's go ahead and bend at our knees, lean ourselves back. So our hands can be right behind our thighs, kind of holding that, finding ourselves in a supported boat pose. We're supported because our heels are on the floor and because our hands are holding onto our thighs. Now we're going to unsupported it. So we're going to lengthen through our arms. There we go. Holding this boat pose here. 2 breaths. Inhale it deep and exhale it out. And one more time, inhale it deep and exhale it out. Good. Bring our arms by our sides, a little bit behind us. Fingers are facing towards our feet. Let's go into a reverse tabletop. So let's now flatten our feet, keep our knees bent, and let's lift our pelvis up. Ah, that feels so good. I love that bicep stretch right there. Lifting this up into a nice reverse tabletop. So many good things stretching here. So many things strengthening here as well, because you're having to lift that pelvis up and hold that up. Feet are supporting, hands are supporting. We're lifting that, the neck is neutral. Deep breath here, inhaling it. And exhale it out. One more time, big deep inhale. And exhaling it out. Good, drop that pelvis down. Simple cross leg. Let's hinge this forward. Good. Very nice. Now we're going to go into that reverse tabletop one more time, or reverse plank. It is up to you. First plank is going to be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more difficult because you don't have the full support of your feet. You're just going to be using your heels. So finding whichever feels best for you. Fingers are again facing towards our feet. Heels are on the floor or feet are on the floor, and let's lift this up into that either reverse plank or reverse tabletop. That's the word. Good. Breathing this and holding this. Inhaling and exhaling. Very nice. And you can also, if you started off in plank and you're like, I need to go to table, then you can do that. It is your practice and you have the freedom to do that and the strength to do that. Go ahead and drop that pelvis down. Simple cross leg, hinge this forward. Very good. We're going to find ourselves in staff pose once again. So let's lengthen out through our legs. Nice lengthened legs, reaching up through our arms. Staff pose again. Breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good. Release our arms down. Let's bring our right leg in. Bring that leg in, give that a nice big hug. Hug that in with your arms. Let's go ahead and take our right leg over our left leg. Wrap our left arm around that right leg and let's twist to the right. Ah, so good. That left foot is flexed and active. Breathing it here, inhaling and exhaling. And let's take that towards the other side. Breathing this side, inhaling and exhaling. Good, bring this back to center and let's release that leg. Let's take it to the other side. Bring our left leg in, give that a nice big hug. So hug that into the torso. Our right foot is now going to be flexed and active. Let's take our left over right, wrap our right arm around our left leg, and let's twist this to the left. Ooh. And deep inhale, inhaling and exhaling it here. And let's twist this towards the other side. So twisting to the right, breathing this. Good, let's bring this back to center. Let's go ahead and bring our feet together, heels together, grabbing at those ankles, and we'll do a nice butterfly here. Opening this up, opening those hips, inner thighs, and breathing this here. If you're able to lean it forward, you can do that. You don't have to, you can be sitting it back as well. But sometimes even sitting it back, you might feel like I'm gonna fall back. It's okay, you might be able to center that weight there. Just a few more moments here, a few more breaths, or one more breath. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Wonderful. Good. Let's grab that block. If you're using blocks, we're going to take that between the knees. Let's go ahead and take ourselves down onto our backs and go into some bridge work. You don't have to be using a block, but I like using the block because I like to keep my thighs engaged, my inner thighs engaged here, a little bit more challenging. And it's very helpful, useful for keeping alignment. So we want our feet lined up with our knees lined up with our hips, and having that block there just kind of keeps that automatic alignment. Let's take our hands, press through our elbows, hands, triceps, and lift our pelvis up towards the sky. So we're going to be lifting this here. And then let's go ahead and slowly lower this down. So that's just do a few of these at your own pace, a few of these lifting and lowering so that you find where you want your feet exactly at as well. And then as you are lifting and lowering, I want you to start visualizing, imagining your spine. So as you're lifting, each vertebrae is lifting up off of the floor. And then as you are lowering, you are imprinting those vertebrae, bringing them back together down into the mat. So we are lifting that up one vertebrae at a time and lowering that down one vertebrae at a time. And that may not be actually what's happening, but visualizing that can help to lengthen this and slow this down a little bit, and then lowering it, slowing that down a little bit too. Oh, good. Lifting this, very nice. And then lowering this down. Now we're going to add in breath with this movement. Let's go ahead and inhale and lift this up. And exhale, slowly lower. Try and make that exhale extend the whole time. Good. Inhale and lift this up. And then exhale and lowering it down. Inhale and lifting it up. Exhale and lowering it down. Inhale and lifting this up. And exhale and lowering this down. Good. This next one, we're going to hold it up. Inhale and lift. Good. Let's hold this here. You can exhale as we are in this lift. So now just finding a normal breath pattern while we are in this lifted bridge pose. Breathing this here. You might walk your feet a little bit closer. You might want to take your shoulders a little bit further underneath you, but breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And my thighs are on fire with this one today. Interesting. Maybe recognizing where you might be feeling this today for you. Usually it's glutes, but today it's my quads and my shins. Funnily enough, interesting. My shins and my quads, they're on fire. Let's slowly lower this down to the floor. Very nice. You can release that block for a moment off to the side. Reach behind our right thigh, pull that in. And then release that. Reach behind that left thigh, pull that in. And then release that. So let's find our alignment. No block this time because we're going to go to a single-legged bridge. Feet lined up with knees, knees lined up with hips. Let's lift that pelvis up towards the sky. Let's go ahead and center our weight. Keep our left foot into the floor. Lift our right leg up. Let's take our right ankle, place it onto our left thigh if that's available to you. Finding that single-legged bridge right here. Very nice. Inhale it deeply. As we exhale, let's lower our pelvis down so that ankle stays on that thigh, lowering the pelvis. Reach our hands, if that's available, reach it behind that thigh, pull that towards you. Oh, goodness gracious. And maybe you'll get that piriformis stretch. So many things we can do with that single-legged bridge. Let's release our arms, place our foot back onto the floor, lift that pelvis back up into that bridge. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Let's release our right leg and place that back onto the floor, finding our centered bridge right here. Very good. Let's press that right foot into the floor and now lift our left leg. Take our left ankle to that thigh, right thigh, opening that up and breathe it here. Inhale it deep and exhale it out. Let's drop that pelvis down towards the floor and piriformis stretch. Reach behind, right thigh, if that's available to you, if you can get that, and pull that in. And maybe if you're like me, if your neck is very tight, I cannot today, I can't lay it down. I've got to keep my neck lifted, and that's okay. Every day is different. You might be working on some stuff or doing some extra stuff where your muscles are tight in different places. Let's go ahead and release that foot back down, release those arms, lift our pelvis back up into that single leg bridge. Breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good. Let's bring that left leg back into that bridge. Breathe it deep. Inhale and deep exhale. Good. Drop that pelvis down. Drop our knees over to one side. Take ourselves onto our side. And let's press ourselves up onto our quadruped position, onto all fours. So we've got our shoulders over our wrists and we've got our hips over our knees. Let's go into some cat and cow. Let's drop that belly to the floor and hold this here. So go ahead and not relax, but let your belly drop in this cow pose. That can feel really good on that back and on those hips. Maybe hips go side to side. That might feel very good. And then we're going to go ahead and round our spine and we're going to hold this round. So chin is going to go to the chest, rounding that back up. And maybe you're rocking a little bit from front to back instead of side to side, how we did with our belly down. Now with that spine rounded, front to back can help do a little bit more lengthening and spinal stretch. Good. All right. Let's add the two together. So let's drop that belly. Inhale and round our spine. Exhale. Drop that belly. Inhale and round that spine. Exhale. Drop that belly. Inhale and rounding our spine. Exhale. Drop that belly. Inhale And round that spine, exhale. Flatten through that back. Let's take our right leg up, lift that right leg up, and let's lengthen through our left arm. So this nice bird dog balance. This takes a lot of strength, a lot of balance here. And then let's go ahead and take that elbow to the knee 6 times. So let's bring this in for 6 and reach. Here's 5 and reach. Here's 4 and reach. Here's 3 and reach. Here's 2 and reach, and 1 more, reach and hold. Good, release the arm, release the leg. Let's take it to the other side. So lifting our left leg, reaching out through that right arm. Finding that balance here, challenging. And then elbow to knee 6 times, bring this in for 6. And extend, here's 5. And extend, here's 4, and extend, here's 3, and extend, it's 2, and lengthen, and last 1, and reach. Good, release the arm, release the leg, child's pose, take ourselves back, glutes go to those heels, lengthen through those arms, ooh, very nice. And breathe. We did a lot of child's pose on Tuesday with that chair, in our chair yoga. And that was good. A lot of good child's pose. Looking forward at our hands. Let's walk our hands over to the right. Let's take that left hand right on top of that right hand and get that left glute towards that left heel. Feel a good stretch in the left side of the body. And then let's take that to the other side. Walking the hands over to the left. Let's take that right hand on top of that left, and then that right glute goes to that right heel. Oh, and stretching through the right side of the body. So good. Breathe. And bring this back to center. Very nice, stretching through that. Good, let's bring ourselves up. Go ahead and place your blocks. If you're using blocks, place them at the front of your mat for when we get to our sun salutations. Let's do a little bit of dolphin first. So let's do a little bit of shoulder stretch. So we're gonna come down onto our elbows. And you can have your hands flat or you can clasp your hands together. It's up to you. It's whatever feels best for you. I think I'm going to start flat. So right here, we're pressing our elbows, pressing our hands or clasped hands into the floor. We're gonna lift that tail up. Keep our knees bent. Just a little bit of stretching through the shoulders, a little bit more strengthening here. So it's kind of a half down dog. A little bit of dolphin there. That tail is lifted. Good. Drop our knees back to the floor, back into a little child's pose. And then let's take ourselves into a full downward facing dog. So press our hands into the floor. We can lengthen up through those arms now. Keep our knees bent, lift our tails to the sky. Ooh, that is a good lengthening right there in that spine. Head lower than the heart. So we find our inversion here. Love that. And beginning to pedal our heels towards the floor, straightening through those legs, through those calves, through those hamstrings. Very good. And then let's find our stillness right here. Maybe finding some stillness in this downward facing dog. Maybe nod that head yes, maybe shake that head no. Lifting up on those toes, heels high. Let's drop both of our heels over to one side. And then lifting that back up center, dropping heels over towards the other side. And then lifting that back up center. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands. Standing forward fold at the front of our mat. And you can use those, if you are using blocks, you can have those blocks. Have them nice and close. Let's allow ourselves to be in a ragdoll first though. Let those arms just dangle. Let that head dangle. Let those feet plant into the floor. heels, toes. Let's take opposite elbow with the opposite hand, make a frame for that head. And breathe. Good, let's go and release those arms. Using those blocks, let's inhale, lengthen through our spine, nice flat back. Exhale and release. All right, our head has been low. We're going to take it up, so take it up nice and slow. Inhale and sweep this up. You can take this as slow as you need to so you don't get dizzy. And exhale it around into a chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale it around a chair. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and release. Right foot's going to stay forward. Left foot's going to go back into lunge. Left hand is on our block, on floor, on chair, whatever you are using. And then let's go ahead and open this up to the side. Good. And breathe. Nice spinal twist here. Good, bring this back to center. Let's take our foot back to meet the other foot into a top of plank. Shift that weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Take our heart to the floor, lift our heart up off of the floor. Good, curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog and breathe. Good, enjoying the inversion here, enjoying this downward facing dog, remembering that our down dog is like our home base, kind of where you can recoup, gather your thoughts. Very nice, let's walk our feet to meet our hands into our standing forward fold, back at the front edge of our mat. Good, let's inhale, nice flat back. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and release. Good, let's keep our left foot forward, take our right foot back into lunge. Right hand on block, on floor, on chair, whatever you are using. And let's open this up to the left. And breathe it here. And bring this back to center. Take our foot back to meet the other foot into a top of plank. Strong top of plank. Shift our weight, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart's going to go down to the floor. Heart's going to lift up off of the floor. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog and breathe. And recoup. Bring those thoughts back to the present. Bring that back to the practice. There we go. Oh yeah. Head is lower than the heart. Love this. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands. Standing forward fold. Front of our mat. Let's inhale, nice flat back. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and release. Left foot stays forward, right foot goes back into, no. Right foot stays forward, left foot goes back into lunge. Left hand on block or floor. And twist this open. Twist it open to the right. Very good. And breathe. Ooh, good lunge here. And bring this to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot, top of plank. Shift that weight, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Take our heart down, lift that heart up. Curl our toes under, lift and press, downward facing dog, and breathe. Maybe nodding the head, maybe shaking the head, whatever feels good for that neck. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold, front of our mat. Inhale, nice flat back. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lift it. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and release. Now we've got the left foot forward. Right foot goes back. Right hand on the block or the floor. Let's open this up. Spinal twist to the left and breathe. Good, bring this to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot, top of plank. Shift that weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Take that heart down and lift that heart up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog and breathe. We're gonna do our pigeon. We'll do pigeon and pretzel here. So got that nice downward facing dog, centering our weight. Let's go ahead and lift our right leg up, bend in our right knee, and drop our right heel over towards our left glute so that we open up that hip, inner thigh, quadricep stretch here. Very good. And bring that knee back to center, and let's go ahead and sweep this through and take this into pigeon. And your pigeon can be supported. Mine needs to be supported today. Or your glute can be on the floor. You can be on your hands, you can be on your elbows, you can be folded all the way forward. It's wherever your flexibility and mobility is letting you go and wherever you are challenging yourself to go today. Remembering that whatever you do on this side, you want to do the same thing on the other side. That's what we're working on here, is that balance. We're trying not to be stronger on one side than on the other. We're trying to build equal amount of strength and flexibility for both sides of the body. Breathing this here. Very good. Let's press ourselves halfway up. If you're sitting on something, you might want to move that. And we're going to take that back leg and swing our back leg around into a pretzel. If you can, working on trying to get both of our glutes centered into the floor. Oi, that's a lot. But that's good. If you've got the tight hip flexors like I do, or tight glutes even, it can be very uncomfortable. Breathe into that uncomfortableness. Use your breath here. Try not to hold your breath or stop breathing. Use it. Use that breath to open things up, make things bigger, smooth it out. I think about the tightness as like tough edges, and the breath smooths it out, flattens the edges. Very nice. Let's take that top leg, left leg, and swing that back around. Let's go ahead and press ourselves back up into a nice downward facing dog. So back into that down dog, back into that inversion, head lower than the heart. Breathe it here. Very nice. Find your stability here. Find your balance here. We're going to center that weight again, but this time let's go ahead and lift our left leg. So let's lift our left leg, bend at our knee, drop our heel over towards our glute, and breathe. Good. Bring this knee back to center. And let's sweep this through. Pigeon on the other side. Remembering, trying to get the flexibility on this side that you had on the other side. So yes, I'm going to use support on this side as well. On your hands, on your elbows, are all the way down, trying to get that same amount of flexibility on this side as on the other side, and breathe. Good, and let's press this up. If you're sitting on something, maybe move that. And let's swing our leg around. So swinging that right leg around and trying to get both of our glutes to center into the floor right there. And let's breathe this here. Trying not to hold that breath. Especially if it's like painful or comfortably uncomfortable. Try not to hold that breath. Try to use that breath as much as you can. Sometimes if it's uncomfortably uncomfortable, it can cause a little bit of panic. It's okay. Breathe through that. Good, and let's go ahead and take that leg, right leg, bring that back, press ourselves back up into our downward facing dog. Very nice, find that downward facing dog right here. Nice and strong down dog, heels going towards the floor. And maybe you'll find with that stretch, with that, that pretzel, you might even find a little bit more lengthening that you're able to do with your calves, or your legs are a little bit more flexible. Just recognizing that that might be something that may have happened. Like I just did, I was like, oh wow, that opened up a lot. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands. Standing forward fold. So finding this nice standing forward fold. Let's inhale and sweep those arms up. Exhale around a chair. Good. Bring our hands to heart. Let's take our right leg back. Our left leg is forward. Let's find ourselves in our crescent. Back heel is lifted. Nice strong crescent pose right here. From this crescent, let's open ourselves up into proud warrior. Warrior 2. Our front heel is lined up with our back foot arch. Strong arms, strong legs. Good. Face is relaxed. Let's drop that back arm, take our palm up, peaceful warrior. Reach up through this peaceful warrior. Very nice. And then let's take ourselves back into proud warrior right here. And my blocks are way over there because I'm going to use one for my triangle. Let's go ahead and release that front leg, pop our hips over, and let's take ourselves down into triangle. And you can feel free to grab a block, use a block here. You don't have to. Hand can be on the floor, on the shin, on the thigh, but try not to put it on the knee joint. So don't want to have any joints. Or even really the ankle joint. Actually, though, I don't know if you'd have no pressure on the ankle joint. Well, maybe. Yeah, just go for the shin or the thigh. Or the block. And breathing it here. Good, let's bring ourselves up. Release our arms. Let's walk that back foot in, heel toe. So that our space is closed off a little bit. We're going to take it into pyramid. So let's take those hands to prayer at low back. Let's go ahead and turn this and take ourselves into that nice pyramid. And go ahead and bow this forward. So we've got that nice stretch in that leg. Nice lengthening through that spine. Nice bow forward. And then we're going to move into our balance, warrior 3. So bringing this back leg in, you can be up on that toe, you can be lifting and lowering, or you can begin to find that balance here. Arms can be out to the side, they can be out to the front, they can be on your back still. It's whatever feels best for you, whatever is working for you, whatever is available to you today. Just remember what you're doing on this side so that you know to do the same thing on the other side. Another breath here in this balance. And let's hinge this into a standing half staff. So let's bring that leg, reach up through those arms. So a nice staff pose here, half staff. And then let's drop that leg to meet the other one. Lengthen and reach up through this tall mountain right here. And then let's dive this down and over. Good, relax that. Ooh, I love the stretch in the back of the legs and in the calves here. Very nice. Let's inhale and sweep this up. Exhale it around a chair. Bring hands to heart. And let's take our left leg back. Let's find our crescent here. So crescent on the other side. Everything that we just did on the other side, we're going to balance it out and do it on this side. Let's get that front leg nice and bent. And let's go ahead and open this up back into Proud Warrior. Relax that face. Drop our back arm, take our palm up, Peaceful Warrior, reach. Release that front leg. Let's tilt the hips over and take ourselves into our triangle. So triangle on this other side. And lengthen here and breathe. And bring ourselves up. Release our arms. Walk that back foot in, heel toe, heel toe. Hands to prayer, low back. Let's turn this into a nice pyramid. And then hinge this forward, or actually bow this forward. Front leg is getting that wonderful stretch. I feel that all the way from my calf, all the way up through my hamstring, through my glute. So good. Such a good stretch here. And then we're going to move it forward into that balance, Warrior 3. So either up on the toe, lifting and lowering, or working on that hinge. Arms, again, wherever they feel most supportive for you. But trying to work on the same thing that you did on the other side, trying to get there on this side as well. Breathing it and holding this nice balance. One more strong breath here. And let's hinge this into standing staff, reaching up through that. Good, reaching up through those arms, reaching through those legs. And then let's release that foot down. So we'll find a tall mountain here. Tall mountain pose, reach up through this, lengthen. Exhale, dive it down and over. Good. Let's take both of our feet back into a top of plank. Drop to our knees. Take ourselves back into a nice child's pose. This time our arms are by our sides. Our palms are facing up. Elbows dropping open off to the side. Hands by knees, pressing ourselves up. Let's go ahead and take ourselves onto our backs, and we're going to move into our final relaxation. So grabbing whatever you need for your final relaxation, grabbing that eye pillow, regular pillow, blankets, whatever you need. We're going to lengthen through our legs towards one end of the room. We'll reach through our arms towards the other. Very good. Adding an inch or two to your height here. Imagining that somebody is pulling at your wrist, somebody else pulling at your ankles, trying to get that body really long arms, really long legs. Let's inhale it deeply here. And with an exhale, Allow yourself to sink and to settle. Let those feet just naturally fall open. If you've got that eye pillow over your eyes, just enjoy the heaviness of that eye pillow. If you've got a blanket or something else over your eyes, or even like a sleep mask, you can do a sleep mask too. But just quieting everything, slowing everything down. Maybe taking stock of your body, recognizing where things may have smoothed out since the beginning of practice. Maybe you're not as sore or as tight. Maybe things are warmed up. Maybe you feel better. Maybe you feel less anxious. Our deep breathing through our whole practice is so helpful for that nervous system. It does so much good. Such good self-care that you've done for yourself today. Still relaxing. Let's go ahead and bend at our knees. Maybe tuck that tailbone under if that's available to you, if your back can let you. And maybe you can flatten that low back into the floor. Get a little bit low back release there. And then let's take those knees, drop those knees over to one side. Take yourself onto your side. A breath or two here and breathe. And then let's slowly press ourselves up. Bringing ourselves up into a seated pose that feels strong and supportive for you. So maybe it's in cross-legged, maybe it's seated, maybe it's in a chair, maybe it's on your couch, whatever feels most supportive and strongest for you. Lengthening right here. Let's inhale and sweep those arms up. Bringing our palms together and exhale, eyes following our fingers. Take our chin to chest. Lift that head center. Take our fingers to our forehead. As we leave today, let us think thoughts of truth. Take our fingers to our lips. As we leave today, let us speak words of love. Take our hands to our hearts. As we leave today, let our lives be a light of truth and a light of love, having hearts of compassion and mercy, knowing that we have not been given a spirit of fear, but the spirit of love, a sound, and peaceful mind. Inhaling it deeply. And exhale. Let's do one more cleansing breath here. Inhale it deeply. And a big cleansing exhale. And thank you for joining me for the practice today. Have a blessed rest of your day.